to Tipsy Tuesday. It is Tuesday. So excited. So excited to be here. So excited to share all of the cool stuff that we're going to go over today with you. But first of all, I want to introduce myself. I am Samantha Wall. I have been in network marketing since January of 2014. And I got to meet Kelly Shields about a few months after that. And I'm here with Kelly. Kelly.
Hello. How's everyone doing? And yeah, it was pretty crazy how the whole story, how me and Samantha actually even met. You know, I clicked on one of those links, you know, that we all do. That's why we're here. We're all marketers, right? You know, those links, they'll get you every time. But yeah, I clicked on one of Samantha's links right after she got into this.
Yep. So you never know who you're gonna meet. But Tipsy Tuesday, we started Tipsy Tuesday March of last year. And we designed Tipsy Tuesday to be able to bring network marketers together and build a community that helps each other and supports each other rise in success. We're here to give tips and tricks and all sorts of stuff to you guys for 30 minutes every Tuesday. We're here. We bring people out, we talk, we do tips, things like that. Today we're going to go over Facebook prospecting. Kelly and I have been in an 8-week boot camp for Facebook, and we have taken our business into levels that we really truly just are so ecstatic about. So we want to be able to share with you what we've been doing and how things have changed. Because like we said earlier, we've been in network marketing for 2 years now. So within those 2 years, you know, we have learned a lot. We have had our struggles. We have, you know, done our thing. And over the last, what are we on, week 5?
We're on week 6, going into week 6.
Yeah, going into week 6. And the things that we have learned in the last 4 or 5 weeks has been absolutely amazing. And we want to share some of the big things that we've taken from the last 5 weeks with you today as far as Facebook prospecting goes and making sure that those people are saying yes to you on Facebook. So we are here every Tuesday at 10 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, which is where I am in Denver, Colorado, and Kelly is in Florida.
In Cape Coral,
Florida. So it's noon his time and 10 a.m. my time. So if you ever get the Facebook invite or whatever and it says 10 a.m., I know people get a lot of confusion from that, but apparently I have to put Mountain Standard Time because that's where I'm at.
right?
So yeah, Kelly, you want to talk a little bit about the colors and the personalities and things like that?
Yeah, what we're going to go into is the personalities. You're going to find out. You need to find out the person that you're talking to, what type of personality that they are for yourself, for your own information, so you can say the right things, so you can ask them the right questions, to find their pain, to find what their problem is and why they came to you. You can go into, you got the yellow. I like to start out with yellow because those are all the caring people, you know, the ones that help others and they avoid contact. They don't want to have any you know, conflict at all, these yellows, you know. But if you do start a conflict with them, watch out, because the wrath's going to come bite you in the ass, because you're not gonna you never get them back. So you never want to, you know, start a conflict with a yellow person. Then I go into green next, and that's more of the analytical people, the detailed people. They like systems. They like, you know, step by step, you know, that way. And it's great for MLSP. If you're not an MLSP member, get with us after this and we'll show you how to do that. But being able to, now I went off. Sometimes I go off on tangent and lose my train of thought. So you just got to bear with me.
So the first one you went over, though, you went over the yellow, right? The yellow is definitely a much softer approach. These are the type of people who, when you come across, they're very more reserved. They're not going to share as much with you. When you tend to go to do something like, say, hey, how are leads going? It might take them a while to come back on Facebook to you, you know, because they're thinking about how they're going to talk to you and how they're, you know, because they're scared. They don't want you to pitch them.
Right.
They're much more reserved. I personally think of the colors as animals. I was taught them as animals a couple of years ago. So for me, the yellow is the koala. So when it comes to the yellow, you can think of like the koala. The koala is a little softer. I mean, if any of us know the koala, we know that the koala is very, very mean as well. You know,
Right.
it's a very loving animal that people think that they can just grab a hold of and snuggle, and it's so cute. But the koala is very mean. They don't like to have any sort of conflict, but if conflict, or the reason they don't like to have conflict is because when a conflict arises, they lose their cool.
Right.
So you want to make sure that you're, you know, giving the yellow koala the time that they need. You want to, you know, you want to make sure that you're telling them, you know, the things that they can do as far as, you know, helping other people.
Right. One of the things some of the things I like to say, you know, to them is like, can you imagine how many people you can help, you know? Can you imagine, you know, once you get your blog set up, how many people are going to read your stuff and find the answer to what's troubling them? You know what I mean? Stuff like that. Build them up, you know, that they're going to be doing a good job.
Yes, that they can help their community. Like imagine once you start making a bunch of money, how much you can help your community, how much you can help your church, things like that.
Right.
So you'll be able to notice them immediately as far as how they are reacting to you. I mean, the best way as far as prospecting on Facebook goes is to get them on the phone so that you can actually, you know, have a conversation with them. As far as texting and, you know, messaging back and forth, you can dig in and you can tell who they are just by certain questions that you ask. Like, give an example of have you run into a koala lately, or a yellow?
A yellow? Yeah, I have. Actually, I have. And I tend, you know, I'm more, the first thing with these colors is, you know, once you learn all these colors, you got to find out what color you are. And that's an important part of it. So you can change your, I want to say your personality, but the way that you're going to ask the questions. You got to be that yellow person when you're asking those yellow questions. You know, you got to be that green person. So you always got to change the way that you're thinking and how you're going to ask your questions. So yeah, it's helped. It's helped me a bunch, you know, because that's one of the things that I did. I'm more of a, I guess I'm a blue-red. Once you go into all these colors things, when we go through them all, that's pretty much what I am. And you'll see how hard it is for me to talk to, because I just want to, you know, give it to them and give it to them and give it to them, but be able to control yourself and ask the right questions and slow yourself down, and it really helps.
Yep. So what's the red?
The red's, you know, win at all costs. It's represents people that have they have to be the best at everything they touch. Conflict is fun to the red, so you got to make it challenging for them. They know it's an ego thing, but it's a good ego because you have the authority of knowing what you're talking about. It's not like, you know, look at me, this thing, but it's a personality that's very authoritative. I guess you could say.
Yeah, like I had mentioned before, as far as my animal goes, the red is a lion. So the lion is a natural born leader. This is the lion, the red, the lions. These are the people who understand network marketing. These are the people that make up most of network marketing. They're born leaders. They're already understand. They definitely love rankings, and they love any kind of incentives. So if you're talking to a red/lion, you need to talk to them about, you know, if your company has, you know, the incentive of a BMW or, you know, a plane, you know, what do you guys have a plane or something like that, don't you?
Yeah, there's a plane. You get a
Yeah,
jet.
so
Yeah.
that would be something that you would bring up to a red lion, however you want to think about the character or the characters and personalities and stuff. But that's something that you want to do as far as when you run into a red or a lion. It's also a red and a lion have big, big egos. They're going to be the ones that when you are on Facebook, they come across and they say, yeah, I'm making da 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 amount of money. I've got a car. I've got this. I'm doing great in my company. I'm doing this. I'm doing this, which is great. This ego, guys, you can use against the lion/red. If somebody's saying something like that, and the lion will immediately try to take control of the conversation and try to dominate. So at that point in time, when you're speaking with a red, what you want to do is you want to turn around and be like, actually, you know what? I'm not even sure if this is a good fit for you. So maybe we should, pull back and, maybe reevaluate later, because the red lion is going to literally be like, oh no, you're not going to tell me that this isn't a good fit for me. You're not going to be the one who decides the end all decision. So that's a definite way to be able to come about when you go about the red or lion. So we went over the yellow, red, and now the blue. Let's go over the blue.
Over the blue.
I like the blue. The blue
ones are fun. My ones laugh and smile and say, sign me up. Let's go.
The blue, and for me, like I said, I remember them for animals. So the blue is a monkey for me and the way I remember them. And the blue is a very fun energy. They usually wear bright colors. They're an absolute people magnet. They are also a leader born. They can bring people to them, no problem whatsoever.
Don't tell them that it's hard to do, because they don't like that.
No, when talking to a blue, you need to be talking about how much fun your team is. Oh my gosh, I can't wait for you to meet Bob, because Bob's so much fun. Oh my gosh, Bob, and when we do this, and then we go on vacations, and we do this, and we do everything needs to be fun when you're talking to a blue or a monkey. The problem with a blue or a monkey is that they are a shiny object personality. So they are very, very easy to sign up, and they are very, very easy to lose, because they will be like, oh, what's over here? Here's another shiny object. So you want to make sure that you're keeping the blue monkey inside of your company. You want to make sure that they're having fun, that you're introducing them to people who are having fun. You're making sure that they're interactive and things like that, because they're constantly going, just like a monkey, jumping around and doing things. They're a constant go, 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 goer. So you want to make sure that you're keeping them once in.
Exactly. And then we got the green, right?
Yep.
Those are the scientists, the doctors, people who are into detail and systems and everything is what the green is. And that's what it goes with your owl.
Yes. The green is my owl. And the green owl only makes up about 15% of the network market, or actually 15% of the population. They're the engineers, they're the scientists, they are the geniuses. The owl is not typically a network marketer. However, there would be no network marketing industry without the owl. So when you run into an owl, one, when they say they want time, you give them time, because they want to research. They want to make sure that what they're getting into is correct.
It's not going to waste their time.
But once they get in, they stay in, and they're going to make sure that they succeed in it. And you know, just like Kelly said, you want to make sure that you're showing them the statistics. You're showing them the things that they have, the tools that, you know, that you provide. As far as that goes.
And that's the Kellers.
Yep.
And then you can, you know, you're going to find them, you know, some of them might be a mix of two, where they're both, they might be like a yellow green or, you know, or vice versa. So there's different ways. You really got to, and that's why getting on the phone and talking with these people is so important, because you can't get their personality out of a text back and forth on Facebook. You gotta be able to get them on the phone, and that's one of the most important things. You build your relationships and you find your people and you prospect and you do all that on Facebook, but get them on the phone is one of the most important things you have to do.
Yep. And I think that, you know, when I first started network marketing and stuff, the phone was a very, very scary thing for me. Now I use it as
I remember our first conversation when you first called me, you know. It was like, it wasn't the Samantha I know now, I'll tell you that. You know, when you first start out, but it was something about it that I connected with her, and that's all it takes.
Yep. And that's the thing is that, like, now I use it as a elimination, basically. I mean, when I'm on Facebook and I say, hey, you know, let's get on the phone and let's chat, and they're like, oh, I'm busy today, or yeah, I'd rather just keep it as, you know, I actually had someone come across and she said, I'd love to chat and get to know you better. Can we set up a time? And I said, absolutely. What time works for you tomorrow? Right. And she was like, how about 11 o'clock? And I was like, okay, here's my number. What's your number? So, you know, here's my number so that when I call you, you know who's calling. What's your number? And she immediately went to, oh, no, I'd rather just keep it as, you know, talking on Facebook. And I was like, well, why do we need an appointment? We're talking right now on Facebook, you know, and it was one of those eliminations for me. Yeah, maybe down the road, I want to get her on my list, of course, and I want to make sure that I'm building a relationship with her and stuff like that. But as far as today and a sale, no, because if she's not willing to get on the phone, then she's not really in business. Because people who are in business in this industry understand that the phone is how you develop relationships. I mean, if she was on my team, she would want to talk to me on the phone, right?
Exactly.
So why can't she talk to me now? You know, and that's kind of where I start eliminating people. You know, if I'm like, hey, let's get on the phone and let's chat, and then they go into, oh no, I don't like talking on the phone. Well, to be honest, you're probably not recruiting if you're not getting on the phone.
And you know what I find good for me is, you know, if you're on Messenger talking to them and you look up and there's that little phone with the green light at the top, that means that they're available to call on Facebook Messenger. I don't even ask them I try to get them on that type of phone call through, not actually through their actual cell phone or whatever, but on Facebook Messenger. I'll use it just as a phone and get them on the phone that way, just to talk to them, to hear their voice. And that seems to be, I mean, it's increased my conversations tremendous just by doing that.
Yeah, and then that way you'll be able to tell the difference between the colors, the animals, however you want to think of these type of personalities, and be able to talk to them. And if you do run across somebody who does not want to talk to you on the phone, at that point, you know, I'd really try to get them on your list somehow. You know, if you were talking about any kind of training, if you're talking to them on Facebook, then say, you know, hey, I have, you know, some Facebook training if you want to grab a hold of it. And I don't know if any of you guys were on the wake up call today. Steve Krivda was on there, and Steve Krivda actually was on the 8-week boot camp last week and talked the same thing about what he talked about today on the wake up call, and how he goes about getting people is to get their emails. And this is something that we've been practicing over the last week on Facebook, and it really helps, because for some reason, people are willing to give you an email, but they're not willing to type it into a link. And the reason is because they don't trust where that link is coming from. They don't know that that link is linked to you, because they might not understand the capture pages. I know when I started this, I literally took Brian Finale's Copywriting Mastery, and he was talking about capture pages, and he wanted us to create a capture page. And it wasn't until the next week when people had actually created capture pages, and I was like, oh, that's a capture page. It may have been a little advanced for me at the time. But totally worth the course, guys. It's an amazing course, and I plan on going through it multiple times. But I mean, like, literally, people don't understand that whole aspect. So if you can get their email, and then you go over to your capture page and you put in the information, and then you email that training to them, then they can, then you can put them on your list through that way. And and you can tell them, hey, Joe, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get your email right now, and I'm going to make sure that that free training gets emailed to you.
Right.
And then after that, what's going to happen is you're going to get another email from me, and it's going to be asking you to opt into my newsletter. On this newsletter, I give all sorts of training, just like the one that you're getting today.
Right.
So make sure that you opt into this newsletter so that you can be up to date with webinars, trainings, what's happening. I know firsthand, because I am friends with these top leaders who are out there. I'm out there. I give strategies. So you're going to want to be on that email list.
Yeah.
And then, once they opt in, once they get the training, then that's when you do the follow-up. Hey, how'd you like the training? How'd everything go? Is there any questions? Can I help you? And then the best bet is for you to get into My Lead System Pro and get all the training for yourself.
Right. Exactly. Because you're not going to do this. The only person who's going to do it's you.
Yep.
You got to do it, not your significant other or who. If you want to do it, you got to get in the trenches and do it yourself, and you're going to learn this stuff.
Yep.
That's what it takes. It takes a decision.
Yep. So as far as the personalities go, is there any questions? I know we had a few people pop on a little late. We went over the personalities. We have the red, the yellow, the green, and the blue. I always learned them as animals. So the red is the lion, the yellow is the koala bear, and the green is the owl. The blue is the monkey. The lion is obviously, with the animals, it kind of shows who they are a little bit more. The koala, what we didn't mention about the koala is that they are very loyal.
Right.
Once you get the koala on your team, they are a very loyal
and they'll want to help everybody on your team too.
And they are a learned leader. So they might not have that outgoing personality that the monkey does, or the ego and the brightness that the lion automatically has. They might not have that automatic leader quality to them, but they are a learned leader. They will learn, and they will become a great leader. Right.
Eric's asking, what's green?
That's the owl.
Green's the owl, and the type of person, the analytical type of person, the one who likes systems. They're more into detail type oriented people. That sort of thing.
They're the geniuses. They're the ones who are going to blow it up once they get in, but they're the ones that you definitely need to talk to as far as, like he said.
And it's great for MLSP, because the first thing that they have to do in MLSP is go through the six step system. And if you find a green, just right there, it's done. Once they do that six step system, it's done. So.
Yep. Yeah. Geniuses. I am the furthest from an owl. I play along more with the
I like the Keller, but I'm not a green.
Yes. So is there any other questions as far as the colors and the personalities go? And honestly, guys, the best bet with Facebook marketing is really to get on that phone. And just like Kelly said, with the Facebook Messenger, now people don't even have to give you their phone number anymore. I mean, just say, hey, are you available right now? We can chat. I can call you on Facebook Messenger and chat with you real fast.
You can do a video chat with them right there.
Yeah.
You know,
guys, like a while back, we had done a training on videos. As far as Messenger goes and stuff like that. And you can always send someone a video, which makes them remember who you are immediately, because nobody's doing this. I mean, since I've been doing Messenger, I have gotten so many people who say, oh my gosh, you send a video. Like, nobody ever does that. That's crazy. And that's something that's going to stick out in their head, and they're going to remember you. I mean, videos are the biggest, easiest way to get signups and recruits and stuff like that, because people feel like they know you through video. So, I mean, send someone a video too. Be like, hey, it's me. I was just wondering if you wanted to jump on the phone. And then they're like, oh, like you're a real person. You really want to talk to me, whatever it is, build that trust. But definitely get them on the phone, because that's how you're going to be able to tell the personalities and be able to go about how, because not everybody's going to give you, yeah, I'm struggling with my leads today. When you first meet someone, they're trying to recruit you. Yep. So they're not going to tell you that they're struggling. It's very rare to run into that. And when you do, it's awesome. I have. But for the most part, people are doing awesome. They've been in it for a week and things are great. And they're planning on retiring in a month. And, you're just like, okay, I'll talk to you in a month, And so you want to make sure that you get them on the phone so that you can take these personalities and figure out, what approach you're going to go. Because there's been many a times, I know we've all, it's all a process for all of us. The more you talk to people, the more you prospect, the better you will get. But there's been times where I've, talked to someone and I've tried to sell them on the CRM. And right. They want nothing to do with the CRM because they like their notepad, and that's just where it is for them. Where if I would have gotten them on the phone and actually talked to them and figured out their personality and went about how fun My Lead System Pro is, oh my gosh, like how the community is, how we all support each other,
it's the people you make. It's that you meet. I mean, we got to hang out with Bert Bledsoe on his goat village in Colorado before he moved to Nevada. Without MLSP, I never would have met Samantha, and traveled, met her in the airport, and then went to Austin. Hung out there and got our. We should put that up there. The sketch that we had drawn of us, that artist guy outside the bar.
Do you have that? Mm-hmm. You totally have to do that. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's the same thing with the monkey. If you are trying, going for the My Lead System Pro, which everybody needs My Lead System Pro. If you are in network marketing, you need My Lead System Pro. It's just,
I mean, it's going to change. It's going to get you in the right mindset for the one thing. I mean, mindsets, as everyone knows, it's like 90% of the law. I mean, you have to have the right mind, and if you dial into MLSP, and listen and learn from it, you'll have it. It's like a given. It'll come to you. That's what's so great about it.
Well, and that's the craziest part is like when I got into My Lead System Pro, I remember the first wake up call I went to, it was Bluesman. It was Frank. And my mindset when I first started with My Lead System Pro was I've always been a positive person. I've never really had problems making friends. People tend to like me. Sorry if you don't, but people tend to like me. So I didn't think that, mindset was something that I had to work on until I started tapping into the wake up calls. And then at that point, it was like, oh my gosh, my whole my whole view on life, my whole approach to my family, to my friends, to my relationships, to the way I thought about myself, everything started changing for me.
Right.
And I had no idea. And that's why, you know, if you are in My Lead System Pro, that is something that is a must for you, especially if you're new. You've got to go to these things. I'm 2 years in and I still don't miss them. You know, it literally ended, and that's when Kelly and I jumped on to start getting prepared for Tipsy Tuesday today, because we don't miss that, because that sets up our day. And we've been 2 years in. So if you're new and you're not tapping into these wake-up calls, I know Eric's there every day. I know it has blown Eric's business up. It has helped him tremendously. It helps everyone. So just make sure that you're tapping into those wake-up calls. Even if you're not with My Lead System Pro, these are free wake-up calls. Yep. Get on them and listen to these top earners. I mean, these guys are making lots and lots of money, and they're taking, 20, 30 minutes out of their day to come talk to you. You got to listen. Exactly. And hear what they have to say. Just like today, Steve Kripke, I mean, yesterday, Vitaly was talking, he was, I forget what his was yesterday again.
This was on emailing.
Yes.
Emails.
Yes.
Yeah. And we got to meet him in a lobby at our first Live the Dream, in Austin.
Yep.
He was an L0. He's an L5 now. Or not L5 yet. I think he's an L4, right?
I think he's on the verge of L5.
But yeah, he was L0 when we met him at Austin.
Yep, on Live the Dream 5.
Yep. And all it takes is consistency, constant consistency. And he took an action of making those what's his show called in the morning? He does a video.
I think it's the motivational show or something like that.
Something like that. But he's taken that and hasn't missed a day since he started that after Live the Dream, doing that same thing, the daily motivational show or something like that. Vitaly's daily motivational show, and he's taken that to. That's what his thing is now. That's what his brand is now. Once he started that, I mean, it's crazy.
Yep, and the content that you can get from these wake-up calls as well, I mean, are huge. If you're watching the replay of this Tipsy Tuesday, we will put the My Lead System Pro link below, and we will also put the wake-up call number so that you can jump in and really see what the community is all about, because it's not just, the training and tools are beyond, awesome. But right. The community itself and the way we rally around each other and the way we, really get together and, you'll have top leaders come over and comment on something in Facebook, and that would never happen if it wasn't for My Lead System Pro. We wouldn't know the people that we know if it wasn't for My Lead System Pro. I would have never been here on this Tipsy Tuesday if it wasn't for My Lead System Pro.
Right.
I didn't even know what a webinar was before My Lead System Pro, let alone hosting one. So.
It's true. Absolutely.
All right.
Well, it's 12:34.
12:34. Yeah, if you guys have any more questions, jump into the Facebook group. If you are not part of the Tipsy Tuesday Facebook group, you can either, if you're watching this as a replay, we will also have the link below to get into the group. Or you can just go over to Facebook and type in Tipsy Tuesday Mastermind, and it will come up, and come over and join, and we're there. We share content. We're a community of network marketers from all sorts of businesses, just really building a community to help support and boost each other's businesses.
Absolutely.
So I hope you all have a wonderful Tuesday, and don't get too tipsy off of this. I hope you all have a wonderful Tuesday. Go out there, work hard, make your dreams come true. I love you all.
Bye. See ya.